Um, no, but I've been feeling uncomfortable. Been feeling uncomfortable, and I've been seeking out not ways to make myself uncomfortable, but I think this is like the underlying cause of all my discomfort, is that I've been feeling very nostalgic and reminiscent, and I've been looking at past photos. Does my leg look weird like this? I don't care, I just feel comfortable. Maybe I'll put my pants up. Yeah, I've been feeling very nostalgic. I've been noticing patterns in my life. I've been missing old friends. I've been like, yeah, in that very just Capricorn, Cancerian, looking at my past of life, looking at where I've come from, looking at who I've been, looking at how I've been. And it's interesting because as I'm saying all of this, I want to say that like well, I suppose it is. Like every sign is kind of just a different take on identity. I'm reflecting on my identity rather than considering it. So I feel like for the recent months, maybe since like September, I've been very like analytical and like in a headspace of more considering and constructing and forming and shedding and expanding my identity in my life and my experience. And now I'm having gone through that, having just been doing that, like being in that cycle, I'm in a cycle of reflection, and I am feeling a lot. I'm feeling a lot, and I'm feeling torn about a lot of it because it's bringing in a lot of feelings of nostalgia, the biggest one, overarching. Feelings of embarrassment. Like rejection. Like a certain softness as well, like after that feeling. Like this is like the wave of the feeling feels like this. There's like embarrassment and then rejection. Then there's like a softening to try and like ease those blows of like shame. And after the softening, there feels like another wall that comes up to try and push all of it away. And then the pushing away results in confusion and like just an all-round like block. And then I just dive back into the shame and the embarrassment and reeling in, why did I do those things, say those things, write those things, be that way, wear that shirt, be friends with those people. And then on the other side, there's also, why aren't I still friends with those people? I miss this connection. What happened there? Who was I? What did I do? And as you can imagine, all of these questions like thrown at like the very being of who I am and how I've become the person that I am today, and like what I've gone through and the parts of me that have been constructed around or thanks to events and people and circumstances in my life. I'm feeling really confused. And it's a weird sort of confusion because it's not necessarily a confusion with present me, and this is where it gets very convoluted and weird, and I don't actually know if it'll make any sense, but I feel like the recent reconsidering stage, reconstruction stage, all of that feels pretty like cemented. From things as shallow or surface level as like the way that I feel like I want to dress right now, my happiness and state of contentment with my hair. That was a whole journey. I've settled into the kind of jewelry that I want to be wearing right now. I've settled into a routine that I have with my day. I've settled into the kinds of safe foods that I want to have right now. I've settled into a really beautiful routine and connection with my bunny. Oh, babe, those are all windows. I'm so sorry. There's one open over there. You'll get there. Like, there are so many parts of me that feel consolidated and fine and okay and that don't really need to be questioned. But then it feels like I'm taking issue with parts of me that have already been and gone. And there's like so much disruption and chaos around my past, which are events, things, versions, feelings, people that I have no control over, that I can't do anything over, that I can't change, that I'm trying to accept, but there is just the seesaw that doesn't ever seem to be leveling out, that is just going through rejection and softness and rejection and softness and rejection and softness and rejection and softness, and I just wish it would stop. I just wish it would stop. It feels like this annoying thing that I'm like, fuck, I'm fine. I've done so much. So much has happened in the past couple months. I feel so fine. I feel so good. Why is all this past shit coming into question when I can't do anything about it? And I guess it's kind of fruitless to say that I can't do anything about it when the thing that's going on is conflict. And so the thing to do is to soothe the conflict, which soothing of conflict is acceptance. But even as I say that, again, there's another battle that comes up in me, which I think would be very familiar for a lot of people when you're trying to deal with your emotions, is like balancing the scale of being realistic and not invalidating your feelings. You know, like I can say all these things of like, acceptance is like the medicine to conflict and blah, 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 and like when I'm struggling with feelings of comparison, I can tell myself like, yeah, bro, it's a normal, you're a human being and you're gonna go through waves, even though you haven't really like, you know, like I've been feeling a little bit of disappointment that I feel myself comparing myself to other people, because I feel like I had a really good break of not doing that. Like for a couple months there, like I just didn't really find myself comparing myself to people, at least consciously. I don't know what goes on unconsciously, but I wasn't finding many situations or feelings of comparison. Maybe I'm lying because I just blinked a bunch. I don't know. Consciously, I don't feel like I'm lying, but maybe I am. I don't know. No, I feel like for the past couple months, I've been so focused on myself that I haven't really had time or space to compare. At least not in a very hurtful way. At least not in a way that it was like a concern of mine to be very like, oh no, I'm comparing myself. But now it is. Now it is. Now I am noticing myself comparing myself to people, and it is a problem. I am being like, Annabelle, what the fuck? Why are you doing this? This is making you upset. I guess that's the thing. Maybe whatever comparison I'd been doing before hasn't really been upsetting me, but right now it's upsetting me. And not in just the way of like, oh, I wish I'm not happy with myself. I'm not happy with who I am right now. Like, I want to be someone different. I don't want to be someone different. I am who I am right now, and I'm happy with who I am right now. But there's something in my past that's not, no, there's not just something. There's just the fact of my past being a thing that's really screwing with me. It's really getting to me, man. It's getting to me. And that's how I'm feeling. I'm not at the stage where there's no conflict yet. I'm not at the stage where I've learned the lesson of acceptance and I've learned that I need to stop the conflict. I'm not at the stage of surrender, and I'm not at the stage of peace and understanding, and I'm not there. And that's also what is the most frustrating fucking thing ever, is knowing there's a light at the end of the tunnel and just seeing yourself in the tunnel and going, fuck, I want to be out of this tunnel. And I just want the softness to win. I wish this rejection part of myself didn't exist. I wish I didn't take issue and criticism with the parts of me that were just existing and trying. And like, it's not like I'm looking back on myself and like seeing, I'm not judging myself shallowly. Like, I'm not seeing like a shirt that I wore and being like, oh, how, wow, you really think you were doing something with a shirt? Like, no, it's like, it's more of, it's like it's the flaws. It's like seeing past projections of myself. And I mean projections in the way that like seeing the way that I put myself out in the world, and knowing that as I was doing that from places of inauthenticity. And so when I look at those pictures, or if I see those captions, if I see those statuses, if I hear stories and reminisce about things or choices or whatever I've done, it's like the ones that make me so uncomfortable and the ones that like ick me, like that make me like icky, and like for some of them like angry, and just like not a lot of them. A lot of them I'm just kind of like, ew. And then some of them I'm like, it's not like angry at me, it's like more frustration. It's like, why? Why did you have to be like that? Why did you have to feel like that? Why did you have to be so unfaithful to how you actually felt and who you actually were at the moment? Why couldn't you be there for yourself? Why couldn't you be more authentic? Why couldn't you just shine? There was no reason for you to be so insecure. There's no reason for you to be like this. There's no reason. But there is. This is very Capricorn. As I'm speaking and as I'm hearing the tone that I'm taking with myself, this is all Capricorn season. And that's also something that I'm trying to just frame it as. Like, I'm trying to just frame this as like, this is the lesson. Like, I'm like, these feelings and these thoughts and this approach of reflection is very seasonal. Because yeah, I wish I could just be getting, you know, the ick with my fashion sense of the past. I wish that was my greatest issue. But unfortunately it's not. Unfortunately, it's like it's confronting the shadow that's getting the ick from seeing the shadow of my past selves. You know? And there's parts of me that, like, I know the part of me that ideally I want to sit in, and that I'm trying to like bring myself back to, which is one, focusing on who I am now, and like not forgetting the fact that I've been really trying recently. Like in the past couple of years and past couple of months, I've really been trying to feel like myself and to, you know, like notice the strengths that I have and work on them and externalize them so I can do things and feel things and say things and create things that I'm proud of and that feel like me, and they feel like expressions of me, and I look in the mirror and I look like the person I feel like, and I look at the friends that I have around me, and they're friends that I'm grateful to have. And I look at my routine, and I can notice that I really, like, through my routine and through my actions, like, I can see that I really care about myself. Like the other night, I was like just having a date night with myself, and you know, I was like washing my face and doing my skincare, and I was just standing there like realizing like, wow, like this is one way that I show myself I really care about myself, and I do this every single day. And I was realizing that that's like a part of like me that I'm so grateful that I have, is that I really do try to care for myself in my everyday life, and I really try to make my life healthy and good and comfortable and safe for me to feel like I can live. And I'm really proud of that. And I'm trying to just like breathe more life into those moments, and breathe more life into the present, and breathe more strength into that, so that I can at least have some kind of foundation or ground to stand on when these things and these parts and these memories and these versions of me of the past come. Not to like be able to shun them and to go, oh well, fuck that version of me, like I'm me now, but because by standing in that version of me and by tapping into that version of me that knows that I care about myself and feels that I care about myself, I can look at those past versions of me and like forgive myself a little bit. Forgive myself for being flawed and insecure, and like forgive myself for feeling like I wasn't enough the way that I was. Because though like my initial like confrontation of that shadow is to be angry and frustrated with the fact that it was even there in the first place, like I don't want to be angry at myself, and I don't want to not like myself. Because I wouldn't want to do that to anyone else. I want to be able to look back at myself, and it's normal and it's fine to feel embarrassed. But I don't want to be frustrated with myself. I just want to be able to love myself. Maybe not love every decision that I made, but love the me that made those decisions. And just understand that in all of that like shame and in all of that inauthenticity was just a girl that was just trying and was just trying to find love and to find, I don't mean love in like the romantic sense, like just to try and find love and acceptance in the world, and to try and see who she was and figure out what she is, who she is, how she is. And naturally people do that by like, you know, putting out whatever they feel like they most resonate deeply with, or you know, you try and mirror the people you're around. And I know that I haven't always been surrounded by people that really fit with me, because I didn't know who I was, and I just went to being around the people who accepted me for whatever reason, and then turning into like, not turning into, but only really allowing myself to project parts of me that I thought were going to be accepted by the people that I was surrounded by, and giving myself that safety net and not taking any risks at the expense of rejection. Babe, there's an open door and an open window. Why are you buzzing so loudly? Anyway. I say all this to say, I don't know, I think I've processed a little bit now as I've spoken about it, but I get why everyone says this time of the year is tough, and I think it brings up different things for everyone. You know, for a lot of people it brings up stuff with family, and that's pretty natural. Capricorn, it's family, lineage, tradition. And I don't mean to say like it's Capricorn season to dismiss all of it. I just say that it makes sense, and I guess that's what I try to tell myself, is that like it makes sense that this stuff is coming up because you need to address it at some point in your life. That's what I say to myself every season if it gets tough, is that like, my phone cut off, but I was saying yeah, as much as I might be uncomfortable or unbearable at times to like go through the seasons and the lessons and have the stuff come up and go through the waves of rejecting and rejection and discomfort, and then like the annoyance that can come in from like being aware of the process that you feel like you're in. It all helps. It sounds so like simple, but it all at the end of the day, it's better for it to take place than for it to not. And that's, I think, what I keep coming back to. And so that's what I'm telling myself with this, is that it's better for me, for my life, for so many reasons, that this happens. That I process it, that I go through it, that I feel the feelings, that I reflect, and that I ultimately learn whatever I'm supposed to learn. Because sure, I think I'm supposed to learn like something about self-acceptance. You know, like, I'm gonna come out the other end of this with some kind of softer feeling towards myself, hopefully understanding, compassion, and perspective. But I'm also trying not to know that and like jump to that. I need to sit with what's going on right now, and that's okay. Yeah, it's okay. And yeah, if you're finding yourself in one of these places too, it's alright. And as much as it doesn't feel alright right now, nothing bad is going to happen, I guess. And I only say that not as like a truth or something that will like solve all of your problems, but at least it might solve that feeling of the nervous system and of like any kind of trauma stuff coming up. Like, families can be traumatizing, but yeah, to soothe that kind of like underlying feeling, it's like nothing bad is going to happen. Yeah, there's possibilities left, right, and center, but nothing bad is going to happen. Nothing truly bad is happening right now. You're just processing stuff. And it's okay to do that. It's human, it's normal, and it's necessary. Anyway. It's warm, so I feel like I can wear this again. Does anyone else do like, because I know that a lot of people put on different scents based on like mood, or like what they're feeling, or like vibe, like outfit. And I'd say that mine, like, definitely, my, like, centimeter or, like, preference, it is affected by that. But I think the thing that it's the most affected by is seasons and, like, temperature. Which makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's why, like, you want to smell, like, fruity in the summer. Fruity and, like, floral are, like, those stereotypical summer smells. And then, like, woodsy, piney, like, just cooler smells for winter. I think it's, like, the generalization, which I think I live by. But also, interestingly enough, summer feels very musky for me. You know? Very interesting. That just sparked off another little realization within me, which is that I've been very scent driven lately. And I've also been very like, oh wow, this goes into layers. Yeah, okay. I might stop the video here just because phone's already cut out. Well, cut out because it turned off, but I'm gonna end it here. And I feel like a bunch of little things just came into my head just then to maybe journal about. But yeah, I'm going to continue to work on being compassionate with myself and with the process. And I hope you can too. And I hope that whatever's coming up, you can find your way through it. And if you're not going through anything, if nothing's coming up for you, that's great. I look really like, not genuinely pleased, but get rid of the envy. Nah, I'm genuinely happy for people's happiness. Yeah. It's important to savor the moments where you feel balanced and where you're not really like messing around with yourself. And not that it's ever intentional, but it's important to cherish the moments that are slow, more peaceful, where you feel together and you're not going through something. So if you're in that place, I'm really glad you're there and I hope you can cherish it. Yeah. Wherever you are, hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing fine. Celebrate whatever holiday you celebrate. If you don't celebrate it, that's also okay. And yeah, if you celebrate New Year's around now, well, like in the future, in like a week, have a fun New Year's. I might do. I don't know if I'm gonna make a video. I don't know anything. But this goodbye is stretched for like 4 minutes. Wow. Okay. Bye.